Hey everybody, welcome to Just Us Up North. We're having a very mild winter day today out here enjoying the campfire. So let's do a very simple one-pot meal for Cast Iron Wednesday. So I'm going to use my 8-inch Campmaid today because I'm just cooking for one. So let's get started. I guess we'll call this meal stewed chops. It's something my dad made a lot when we were growing up, and it's very tasty. So let's get the Dutch oven down into some coals. And we're going to add just a little bit of some shortening. Maybe about a little more than a teaspoon. And while that's melting and getting ready, let's season. I've got 3 pork chops that I've sliced off of a whole pork loin. So let's lay them out here on the lid and we're going to season them. I'm going to use some Creole seasoning. Any kind of seasoning salt you like is fine, but this is what I'm going to use today because I like it pretty well. So we'll give them a nice generous sprinkling of that. And as soon as our shortening gets melted, we'll get them in the fire. Okay, our shortening is melted. Now let's start browning the chops. We're just going to sear these. They're going to get cooked the rest of the way as we move this along. Okay, our chops have been seared on each side. Now I'm going to pull them out of the Dutch oven just for a minute to get the rest of our ingredients in. We'll just set them here on the lid. Right. So now we're going to start out with a little bit of stewed tomatoes. I'm going to dump in maybe half of the jar to start with. Now I've got 5 small potatoes peeled and sliced. Let's put those in. Now I have 1 stalk of celery roughly cut up. Let's put that in. That goes a long way towards adding to the flavor of this. And I've got a half of an onion roughly chopped. Let's put that in there. And now the rest of the tomatoes. Give that all a nice little stir there to get it all leveled out. Now we're going to put our chops back on top. There it is. Now we're going to put some coals on top. A lot of good coals here. There, now we're going to let that go for probably a half hour. All we have to do is let that go until the potatoes are tender. We'll see you then. Okay, our food has been baking now for a little over a half hour, and I'm sure it's done because we've got a nice hot fire and some coals. So let's scrape the coals off of the top here, and we will see how it looks. Oh yeah, that looks very good. Smells really good. So let's dish some up and see how it tastes. Start out with a chop here. A scoop of the potatoes. Alright, let's give this a taste. Oh yeah, the taters are tender. Very good, very good. Pork chop is amazingly tender. Oh, very good. This is a very good cold weather meal. Everything cooked together nicely. The onions, the celery, the Cajun seasoning with the pork. It's a very delicious meal. I guarantee you, if you try this, you will be pleased. So until next time, be blessed.